Go ahead and call the meeting to order. At this time, we'll ask Pastor Perget to come forward and please lead us in the invocation.
Good evening, everybody. Let's pray. Father, we love you and we appreciate you and we thank you for everything you do for us. Father, we come to you this evening. We just pray that you would give each and every one of us here the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding that we need, dear Lord. Father, I pray a special blessing over our leaders, that they would have godly wisdom, dear Lord. Lead them and guide them and direct them in the way that they need to go, dear Lord. Father, the decisions that we make as leaders, they affect so many other people, and we just thank you for that, and we pray that we make good decisions, dear Lord. Father, be with us throughout the rest of this evening, the rest of this week. We give you all glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor. At this time, the pledge will be presented by Boy Scout Troop 1908.
Since we only have two people, we can't do a flag ceremony, so we'll just lead you on the pledges.
Sounds great.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor
the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Two.
Thank y'all. If you would just give us your names.
My name is Joe Davis.
My name is Donna Fox.
Thank you very much. You can be seated. And we have a Pink the Basin presentation by Jackie Freeman and Holly Haynes. Good evening.
Hi. I'm Holly Haynes. This is Jackie Freeman, and we're on the board for Pink the Basin. And October is upon us, and we're about to start our big festivities and fundraising. So we just kind of wanted to reach out and let people know that Pink the Basin's here. And some of the few facts about Pink the Basin is that we were incorporated into a nonprofit in 2012. Since then, we've granted more than $860,000 to local hospitals. This has provided 1,320 services to 992 patients. And that's Midland, Ector County, Reeves, and Andrews County. And what we found out is that, what's the actual number?
20 to 30%.
20 to 30% of women 40 and above do not get their mammograms. So our goal is to provide opportunities for people that can get their mammograms to get their mammograms. And then next week, October 4th, is our biggest fundraiser where we have our luncheon, and it's going to be held at the Horseshoe. So Jackie has
Some gifts. We have a tie for you, Mayor, and some
Thank you.
pins for the rest of the board.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for everything you do.
Thank
And
you.
best of luck this year.
Mayor looks good as pink.
Next, we will move to the consent agenda. Do we have any motions?
I make a motion that we remove E and F and table G for right now.
Okay, we have a motion to pull E and F off the consent agenda, put them on the regular agenda, and to table G. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Now we will approve what is left of the consent agenda, which is A, B, C, D, and H. Do we have a motion for approval?
So,
Motion, do we have a second? Motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next is agenda number E. Mr. Long.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an annexation involving 6 different parcels. 2 of the parcels are approximately 25 acres. They're involved in an industrial district and are located east of Fabry Road and Interstate 20. One parcel involves a strip of road located on East Murphy between Meadow and Highway 80. And 3 parcels are for a proposed CVS pharmacy of approximately 2.3 acres and are located on West University Boulevard and West Loop 338. Legal notices for each of these were published on July 22nd and August 12th. The councils had two prior public hearings, August 9th and August 23rd. The entire annexation ordinance was published on August 26th. The ordinance was passed on first approval on September 13th, and it stands ready for any subsequent action the council desires.
Okay, any questions for Larry? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Wait, do we need to, excuse me, do we need to open this up for anyone that wants to make a comment?
Do we have any cards?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there
Do
anyone that
they
would
have
like?
to have a card to make a comment on this?
It isn't open for a public hearing, but it's at the mayor's discretion as
Yeah.
to whether.
Okay.
So, if there's anyone that would like to talk about this? Okay, see none. Do we have a motion for approval?
Made a motion already.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next, item F, consider amending Article 6-7 entitled Tobacco Products. Mr. Long.
Thank you, Mayor. This ordinance was approved at the last council meeting. What it would entail is adding e-cigarettes to have the same restrictions as regular tobacco products in the current ordinance that we have. We currently have a pretty fairly detailed tobacco products ordinance, and this would just simply put e-cigarettes in the same position as any other tobacco product.
Okay, are there any questions for Mr. Long? Okay,
Now, will this by any way change perhaps if a restaurant has a smoking area that they can keep their smoking area, or?
yeah, it's just updating e-cigarettes to the ordinance. So-
It does not change.
There
that,
shouldn't
does it?
be any subsequent change at all, ma'am.
Okay, I've been asked that question by someone.
Okay.
Okay. If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Have a second? Motion second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Under other council action, consider appointment of judges of the general city election to be held on November 8, 2016. Mr. Mulder.
Thank you, Mayor. The ordinance would declare the appointment of judges, and it would establish the judges' and clerks' fees for the November 8th general election for the City Council District 1.
Okay, are there any questions, Ms. Grimaldo?
What are those fees and,
The judges will have $10.50, and the clerks would be rated at $10 an hour, with a delivery fee of $15 to deliver the ballots to the elections office. And there would be a $15 on training that we would have paid for the judges and the clerks.
Okay, any more questions? If not, I will entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
A motion and second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next, under public hearings, we'll open a public hearing on the proposed tax rate and consider levying taxes for the 2016 tax year. Ms. Minor.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. This item is the second and final reading and vote for the proposed tax rate of 47.0590 cents, which does not exceed the effective tax rate, and the total tax revenues from properties on the tax roll will increase by 2.99% from last year. We have an operating proposed tax rate of 0.374213 and a debt service proposed tax rate of 0.096377. There is an increase of 8.8% in the total taxable value compared to last year's total taxable value.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Minor? This is a public hearing, so at this time I will open up the floor for anyone who would like to come forward and speak about the tax. Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Excuse me, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second, any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next under resolutions, consider amendment of the economic development agreement with FMC Technologies.
I'll make a motion that we table that.
Okay, we have a motion to table. Excuse me, and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of tabling, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
The vote is 3-1, and it is tabled. Next, consider an economic development contract with Select Energy Services. Mr. Bryan.
Good evening, council members. This is a new contract with Select Energy, which will be establishing a new service here. Well, actually adding 2 services that they have already. In the process, they will be retaining 144 jobs, with salaries of $10,136,000. New jobs of 26 with salaries of $1,019,000 and capital expenditures of $320,000. The grant that has been approved by the ODC board and the compliance committee is $91,871 to be paid over 5 years. Are there any questions?
Okay, any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion and second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next, consider an administrative outside contract with UTPB-X Energy. Mr. Brown.
This is sort of an extension to an existing project that we've been going for 3 years with UTPB, and they're in a phase to either a go or no-go phase. It will probably wrap up in the next 2 months. They need to have one more large meeting with the X Energy people and the different Department of Energy sources, as well as other parties to the X Energy project. We have approved at ODC board a $40,000 expenditure or a contract with them to extend 2 more months, and that has been approved by the ODC board.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Bradley? Excuse me. If not, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Browning. Next, consider management agreement for the hotel and conference center. Mr. Long.
Thank you, Mayor. I have previously handed out the salient points of a management agreement that we entered into with Ambridge for the operation of the proposed hotel. The agreement is actually between the owner and Ambridge, but under the master development agreement, we were giving the right to review it and sign off on it. What this resolution would do would allow the city manager to approve the management agreement, not as a party, and not so as to commit the city to any obligations, but simply that we have reviewed it and we find none of the language conflicting with our previous agreements.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Long? Okay, if not, I'll entertain a motion.
So second.
We have a motion and second. Any more discussion? Oh, you lean forward. You lean forward, so.
No.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Number 7, consider amending the FY17 adopted budget for the purchase of miscellaneous equipment needed to outfit the 10 new fire trucks. Ms. Minor.
Thank you, Mayor. There are 10 new fire trucks that the city purchased that are due to arrive in the spring of 2017. They are arriving a little bit ahead of schedule, and the fire department is requesting to go ahead and purchase equipment needed to outfit each vehicle. Approval of this agenda item would provide budget for the expected revenue from auction proceeds of $805,000 and for the expenditures totaling $805,000 for the miscellaneous equipment.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Minor?
So we're still spending the same amount of money that we agreed to spend in the beginning, correct?
Yes.
We're just going ahead since they're gonna be brought in a little sooner, we'll spend that money and then it'll be.
And then it'll be reimbursed by the auction proceeds. Yes.
Good.
this equipment, we were not going to do until 2018, is that it?
No, we were gonna do next summer, around there, when the equipment started to arrive, when the trucks started to arrive. So they're gonna be arriving a few months earlier, and so they'd like to start purchasing the equipment. And we can't do the auction until the trucks get here, obviously, to replace the old ones. So we might have been in the same boat just a few months later anyway. Does that make sense? We might have been doing this anyway in the next few months if they were to arrive on time.
We would still have to rig those trucks down and we'd have to leave them in
Correct.
service till we had these other trucks ready to go.
Yes,
So,
Okay.
Okay.
thank you.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next, we move to miscellaneous. Odessa Housing Finance Corporation, we have 3 applications. Jim Rector, Roy Allen, and Jason Barrage. We interviewed James and Roy. Jason Barrage unfortunately had meetings. So those are the 3 candidates for Odessa Housing Finance Corp. And for ODC, we interviewed Tim Edgman. That is Philberto's replacement. Are there any more?
For the Permian Basin Airport Board, reappoint Willie Taylor, he's willing to serve again.
Okay. If not, I will entertain a motion.
so moved,
Who are you gonna put on there?
the ones that you had,
There's 3 we need to,
okay.
between Jim Rector, Roy Allen, and Jason Barrett.
I would say Jim Rector
Okay,
And
one more.
Allen.
and Roy Allen.
Okay,
I'll second that.
okay. We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Citizens' comments on non-agenda items?
No.
I do have one for the planning and zoning.
Okay.
Can, before we do that, Mayor, can we go back? Because I don't think, on the motion, I don't think we included Tim Edgman, or did we?
Yeah, he
Yeah, we
did.
did.
He approved it.
All right,
Mentioned.
just want to make sure.
Would you like to put somebody on?
So Tim was in there?
Yeah, Tim's in.
Yeah, because I had Jim on the Odessa Housing Finance. I want to put
He's
Annabelle
currently-
Spencer on the Planning and Zoning
He's
Commission.
current, aren't you current chair?
Mhm. But I'm going to put Annabelle Spencer on the
Okay,
Planning and Zoning Commission.
okay. We have a motion to put Annabelle Spencer on P and Z.
It's on the agenda.
Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye. All opposed? Motion passes. No citizen comments on non-agenda, and we are adjourned.